the only way to stay productive is there's a moment of panic, and then I'll go and do something really easy until it gets hard. And then I come back to the old product, it doesn't seem so hard anymore, and it just sort of snowballs that way, and then a whole bunch of work gets done, and I never have to actually think through a whole problem at any one time.
How long does it run for when you press the button?
I think it's set for 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
These large pieces with lots of audience, they wear out. So this was an afterthought after the first couple of exhibits where it just ran and ran and ran and ran. This way people get the interactive thing, they get to push a button, but there's no way to leave it.
Right. That's good. Are these brass pieces, are they lamp parts?
Yeah, I work pretty much entirely with found things.
Okay.
So these are mostly fireplace hardware, these columns that hold the poker, the brush, all that. Chandelier sections, and there's probably a candlestick or two in there. The suction cups are all drawer pulls.
The suction cups are drawer pulls?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So where do you get inspired? What inspires you to come up with these things? Or do you just wake up one day and go, I'm making a squid?
It's almost always the parts first. Where I'll find a thing and it will suggest something else to me and I'll start trying to bring that out. In this case, I actually did want to make a giant squid, which is kind of unusual to sort of set out with something in mind. But I held off for a long time because the technical mechanics was on me when I first got the gang to do it.
Okay.
But
then we decided this time I'm going to do
that's what makes it work. Flexible, durable threading through there allows it to bend and save me the hassle of having to engineer a bunch of joints. It really only has two pivots, the springs, and I call these the squid knuckles.
Okay.
And the rest is just translated across the flexible side.
So is that what you do? You just basically kind of figure out the physics and that kind of stuff?
It's always backwards. It's like, what does it look like, and then how does it work?
Okay.
So I tend to just really hastily sort of stick things together to get a sense of how it looks, and then it has to be cut apart and engineered after the fact. That's the only way to keep the look sort of natural, and it's more important to me. There's a lot of engineers who make incredibly brilliant things that work really well. I'm sort of an artist first and then engineer by accident.
That's cool. So you didn't go to engineering school?
I barely got through basic math in high school.
Cool.
I didn't quantify this kind of stuff numerically at all.
Right.
But I have the patience to do it wrong and fix it, do it wrong and fix it. And the more I do it, the more immediate it becomes. And I find more often than not now things work the first time instead of the third or fourth time.
Congratulations. Do you always build on the last thing that you did, or do you jump sometimes?
I'm finding there's a number of themes that sort of bubble up from time to time. I don't like repetition. Once I do something, I'm pretty eager to move on to something different.
Right.
But I find now there's been enough years that if something's unexplored for 2-3 years, it's kind of new again, and it's okay to come back and re-examine it.
That's good.
There is a real sea monster phase right now.
So how do people get a hold of you if they're like craving to have an octopi in their
Nemomatic.com.
Okay. Nemomatic.com. Nemo Gould. All right.